Okay, so as promised, bring you indoors, show you what the older groups are doing as part of their cool down from the games at the weekend. So we'll have a little look, and that way you can get a feel for what Bruno's doing with the older boys and girls. Still no iron, Max?
Oh, it's my first training session back.
Right, Tommy?
Sorry.
Morning. It is now 6:45 in the morning. Just heading down to main reception to greet the kids. I keep saying kids, sorry, footballers, as they arrive on campus. Again, something we do every morning. Meet them at the bridge, shake the hand, introduce them into work, because they're heading into work, be it academic or be it football. And it's important, obviously, at the end of the day, to see them away from work, shake their hands as they're leaving campus. Just professional standards and courtesy, really, preparing them not just for life in football, for life outside of football as well. So got the rain jacket on today, so battered it down this morning. Great for the grass, by the way, because it softens the grass up and helps it grow. You just see some of the footballers coming on campus now through the trees. So looks like a couple of them are here early, and I'm not late, by the way. So I'll cut back in a minute. I've got my standard cup of, it's actually a cup of coffee, 1 cup of coffee in the morning, 1 cup of coffee a day. I'll be bouncing off the walls. So I'll cut back in a minute, because there's other people on campus and I don't want to get them on right back, left back, 2 holding midfielders. 10, Henry. Number 9, Liam. Right, Lots of work on that. Okay, phases at play, functional practices, and then building up into 11v11. So we're trying to get you to recognise when to narrow teams off and play centrally, and then once that happens, pop the ball back out and then try and look for the diagonal. Okay, if you can start to do that, you'll start to open teams up. It's not about being, yes, we want you to keep possession and shifting players laterally from side to side. That's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But then it becomes a game of like boring chess. You're going side to side and all the teams are doing is shifting from side to side. At some stage you've got to probe the opposition, which means I get it and I go bang, stick it in there, and then very quickly the centre midfielders will be 10, we're going to pop it back out, and then we're looking for diagonal balls. Do you understand? Okay, so you've got to learn at your age now how to mix that game up and be able to recognise when you can do that, or in fact where you go, it's absolutely too tight and I'm too close to the opposition goalkeeper and I can't clip it in behind, and I'll play it backwards and actually go back to my own goalkeeper or centre backs because I need to drag it back out. Do you understand? Not forcing it all the time, because you take it from one extreme to the other. Just clip that ball forwards and then for the next 20 minutes you go bang, bang, bang. No, we want you to play that one when it's on. That ball's only on to clip it forwards when the opposition are doing what? Pressing, when they're coming to you. If they're always constantly pressing, the space is going to be in behind. Okay, so we clip the ball in, we don't whack it, clip it in. Okay? And then once you clip one in, what do the opposition do? They drop off, they go, oh, I'm not going to fall for that one. But once they drop off, you go, there you go, bang, there you have Tom, have that one, have that guy. Then you have it to feet and you get turned and you start to unlock them like that. And then they go out on them in. They're not playing long, they're playing short, and then they go tight again, and then you do what? You clip one longer again. It's not hard. You've just got to think about the game and recognise as soon as you get the ball, or before you get the ball, a little scan what's going on. So as play develops, a little check on my shoulder, see what's going on, take a picture, bang, get it. Oof. That's why doing this type of work and structure makes it second nature, because you roughly know where the wide player is going to be. So I know where Tommy Aaron's is, I know where Kai is, I know where Sweeney is, I know where Jez is, and I certainly should know where my 9 and my 10 are. And even as a centre midfielder, I don't even think, as I get it, I go bang, I'll whip it down the corner into my front players, because they should be dropping off in that space. Over the weeks, that will start to come and will start to filter through to you by doing lots and lots of that. Do you understand? Okay, we've now got about 15 minutes. Want a bit of free play in there? Yeah? Yes! Okay, so it is now 5:45. So we've had training all day. We've had a big block this afternoon. We had an early start this morning, which you would have seen. Now we're just in the midst of a nutrition workshop. So something we have to do for our academy assessment for the academy. So we want to make sure we're offering the best provision for our athletes, boys and girls. So I'll jump back in. I don't want to do too much talking. I want to get as much of this footage as I possibly can and share it on the video, which you will see.
Graduated high school, got into surf lifesaving and did surf boats for about 7 years. That was good fun. Too many injuries. I've now transitioned to still water, so the wake in the lake from the passing jet ski is far more better and safer than the ocean. So that's a little bit about me. But let's get cracking on what we're going to talk about this evening. So I'm essentially here for you guys as well, just to make sure that you get the most out of the presentation this evening. As a person, I like to have conversations and engage a lot, so rather than me just lecturing you guys for the next half an hour, 40 minutes or so, at the end of each slide I'll definitely open up to questions. It's always nice because one question you may have, somebody else may be wanting to know the exact same thing. So feel free to ask questions or anything as we proceed along. So if we go to the next slide, this is a little bit of an outlook of discussion points that we're going through this evening. So I've highlighted 5 areas of sports nutrition practices which I essentially drum into my clients day in, day out, which essentially will give you the best outcome from a sporting performance and recovery perspective. So the things that we'll be going through today is some principles of nutrition, specifically the differences between Gen Pop nutrition and sports nutrition. There's lots of similarities, but also lots of differences, which makes my job really fun because I can get to kind of put on multiple hats within my practice. The 4 pillars of performance, so we'll go through those in a little bit of detail for you guys, just so we focus on those 4 principles. You know, from a training perspective, you guys can be across the board, which is really good. A lot of athletes don't know those 4 pillars of performance when it comes to sports nutrition, so you guys can sneak little insight.